Welcome to the Murfreesboro City Council meeting. It is May 1st, 6 o'clock. Today is National Day of Prayer. So if you will bow your heads with me, and then we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, thank you for this night, this chance that we get to come here again to represent our city. Lord, on this National Day of Prayer, I thank you for the opportunity that we live in a country where we can pray. Lord, that we have the ability to be able to Lord, express ourselves and be able to say where we are and how we want things to go. Lord, I say a special prayer tonight for the recruits that we have here in our chamber. I pray that you put a hedge of protection around them, with their family. Lord, that you protect them, that you watch over them, that you give them strength and guidance, discernment to represent the citizens of Murfreesboro. Lord, I pray for their safety, and I pray for you watching over them every day. Lord, we thank you for all the things you do for us. We praise your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I don't think we have anyone signed up for public comment.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chief, you have some team members you want to introduce?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Tonight I have with us Lieutenant Josh Meredith, who oversees our field training program, Lieutenant Jason Higgins, who's our recruiter, Deputy Chief Ginsburg, but most importantly, we have 12 new officers who are recent hires. 6 of them have experience, 6 of them are new to the profession, but they begin their training on the 6th. Of course, the reason for them being here tonight, part of their introduction, is to see city government, how it functions, just kind of get a look at the operations of city administration. So, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all for being here. We're proud you are a part of our family, and we said this to the last group. We know y'all have our back, and we'll have your back as well. So thank y'all for being here, and thank y'all for what you do for the city of Murfreesboro, what you will do for the city of Murfreesboro. So thank you. All right. And we'll try to make the meeting as quick and as it's going to say it's not very many exciting, spicy things on this agenda tonight. So wait for a couple of weeks, and then the budget will come. So that's when that comes. All right. So we'll move to the consent agenda. You have 15 items that are on your agenda. Anything that needs to be pulled off for discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Mayor McFarland?
Aye. We'll move to minutes. You have several sets of city council meetings minutes. Are there any additions or deletions to the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet? Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Mayor McFarland?
Aye. We'll move to land use matters. We have several items that are on second reading. Ordinance 25OZ11, rezoning property along East Street. This is second and final reading.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet? Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Mayor McFarland?
Aye. We'll move to item 18, ordinance 25OZ13, rezoning property along Greenland Drive, and this is second and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet? Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Mayor McFarland?
Aye. Item 19, ordinance 25OZ12, amending the PCD zoning for property along Joe B. Jackson Parkway.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet? Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Mayor McFarland?
Aye. All right, we'll move to item 20, ordinance 25O14, amending the sign ordinance. This is second floor for second floor signs, and this is second and final reading.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet? Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
Mayor McFarland?
Aye. All right, we'll move to new business. Under ordinance 25O16, this is modifying city court fees. Mr. Tucker.
Yes, I'll be handling this matter. Ms. Ordonez had a last-minute family matter that prevented her from being here this evening. Ordinance 25O16 simply proposes to modify the city court fee schedule. They are The rationale for the different fees are laid out in the recitals of the ordinance. Most of the increases are pretty modest. The real impetus for this particular ordinance, though, was that the clerk and Judge Sellers wanted to add a fee associated with expunction or the expungement of a record, and so that is being added in this ordinance. Happy to answer any questions you might have, but I recommend it for your approval.
Any questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet, Mr. Wade,
Aye.
Mr. Wright,
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, we'll move to the purchase, these are on motion items, the purchase of tactical gear for the fire department. Chief McCluskey.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The department is requesting to purchase 80 tactical vests and helmets through the Sourcewell contract through CMS uniforms. Department's current tactical gear is about to expire. This gear, of course, we use for various reasons, active shooters, rights, and domestic situations, et cetera. The impact on this, fiscal impact is $202,400, partially funded by the 25 CIP of $187,565, and the remainder is funded through the AR 24 fund.
Any questions for Chief?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet, Mr. Wade,
Aye.
Mr. Wright,
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move to Veterans Park Construction Administration Services Task Order Number 4 for project development. Mr. Elliott.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I'm here on behalf of city staff to seek approval for task order number 4 with Gresham Smith for construction admin services for the construction of Veterans Park. The task order will incorporate the services into this master service agreement contract with Gresham Smith for the project. These administrative services from the engineer of record are required throughout the construction process. These services include site visits, document review, and deliverables to ensure the contract requirements and quality assurance of the project have been met. Council priority serves are quality of life elements in our community, such as a robust park system provides city with a competitive advantage in economic development activities. The task order is an hourly rate task order contract not to exceed $150,000 and is funded by CIP budget. I thank you for your time and can answer any questions at this time.
Any questions for Mr. Elliott?
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet, Mr. Wade,
Aye.
Mr. Wright,
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, let's move to item 24, Murfreesboro Transit Center Contingency Allowance Allocation.
Yes, Murfreesboro Transit Center contingency allocation, here to seek approval to change directive number 9 to the Murfreesboro Transit Center contract. This change directive number 9 approves the use of the contingency allowance budgeted and approved in the original contract. The expenditure from this allowance in this change directive includes long-distance burglar alarm, additional ADA sidewalk, purchase of an exterior concrete sealer to protect concrete from winter salt applications. This change directive also includes a extension in time to the contract for additional items and workdays needed to substantially complete the project. The final contract value and time extension will be adjusted accordingly in the final balance and change order at the completion and closeout of the project. Council priority served: expand infrastructure. Constructing a transit center will allow for continued improvements and expansion of transit services. The fiscal impact amount of the increased expense is $154,000 and is accommodated in a contingency allowance with no change in the total contract amount of $17,845,843. I thank you for your time and can answer any questions at this time.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, thank you, Scott. All right, let's move to item 25, full-scale biosolids thermal dryer SSR task order amendment number 2. Ms. Smith.
Yes, thank you. Just trying to get a PowerPoint up here that I did not do at the beginning, but it is for the second item. This item before you is task order amendment number 2. It's additional engineering design and capacity evaluations for our WRF biosolids thermal dryer project. These services that we're bringing before you tonight were outside of the original task order scope, and some of the evaluations that SSR had to do are in the description of modifications in that task order. The purpose of the biosolids project is to turn our dewatered biosolids into a reusable soil amendment that can be land applied on turfs and fields or agricultural property, and also to eliminate our reliance on landfill to take our biosolids to. We request approval of the amendment in an hourly not to exceed amount of $130,125. The original task order was $1.4 million, approximately $1.4 million, and amendment number 2 was $500,000. So the total is a little over $2 million, but we had $2.2 million allocated in our working capital reserves for the project. So we request approval of amendment number 2. And I can answer any questions that you may have.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, let's move to item 26, aerator 2A impeller replacement.
Okay, well, I couldn't get the PowerPoint to work. It was just a pretty picture. We are bringing before you tonight request to purchase an extra impeller. We have had an impeller that is in our, that works an aerator that's in the oxidation ditches. It aerates the sewage and it creates a mixed liquid that keeps the bugs that treat the sewage, keeps them healthy. The work to replace the existing repeller will be taking place under the mechanical electrical services contract. That work to replace the impeller that has failed is the original impeller that failed is going to be replaced under warranty, but we do want to replace it with a spare and keep it on the shelf in case this happens again. It is a 6-week lead time for the manufacture of these. It is a sole source purchase, and we request approval for that purchase. This would be contingent on legal's review of the final contract for the purchase.
So moved.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, move to the WRF sodium hypochlorite contract.
Yes,
Are you impressed? I got that right, didn't I?
you did.
All right,
You
thank
did.
you.
Or
Appreciate it. Do I?
in simple terms,
Bleach,
it's
yeah.
bleach.
Yeah.
So we do need to renew this contract. It is for sodium hypochlorite. Our repurified water systems, we are required to add sodium hypochlorite or bleach to that. The repurified system irrigates several hundred acres of city-owned land, the Gateway District, Old Fort Golf Course, and our Siegel Soccer Park. We had an invitation to bid and received 4 bids on that. Brentag was the lowest bid in the amount of $2.13.9 per gallon. Previous contract was $2.43 per gallon. The term of the contract is 1 year with 3 additional 1-year renewals if both parties agree to continue. And we ask for approval of the contract, and about $230,000 is allocated in our FY '26 operating budget for the use of this chemical.
It's good to see it come down a little bit. I remember when it went up a little bit, or significantly up during COVID.
Yeah.
And it's good to see it stabilize, at least come back down, so.
Yes, it is.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion and second.
Thank you.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet.
Aye.
Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, thank you, Valerie. All right, let's move to the MOU for the Child Advocacy Center. Chief?
For your consideration is the approval of a memo between the Murfreesboro Police Department, City of Murfreesboro, and the Child Advocacy Center. The city has a long-standing partnership with the CAC and has provided previous funding for that organization. The MOU would facilitate a funding path by acknowledging the crucial services provided by the CAC, which are essential in cases investigated by MPD and other law enforcement agencies. The MOU, the expense is funded through the Police Department FY '25 operating budget in the amount of $90,000.
So move.
Second.
Before we vote, this has been something that, I think this is the third or fourth year, but not necessarily with the MOU, but with the City of Murfreesboro, the county, Smyrna. The Child Advocacy Center is a great partner with our police department and does a substantial role in things that we just don't do. So it's a great group, and I know they're working on new spaces and lots of different things coming in the future. So, all right, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet.
Aye.
Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, let's move to the purchase of police vehicles from Lonnie Cobb Ford.
Yes, sir. For your consideration is the purchase of 17 new police vehicles from Lonnie Cobb. The 17 vehicles will be a mixture of unmarked vehicles, marked vehicles, and trucks. These items we purchase in part by our operating budget and through the FY '25 CIP for a total amount of $965,330.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, we'll move to the purchase of radio equipment from Motorola.
Yes, sir. For your consideration is the purchase of new radio equipment for vehicles. Total cost of the radios was $220,000, which will be funded by the FY '25 operating budget, and these basically are just the mobiles that go into the newer units as we build them.
So you're giving all the new recruits new vehicles and new radios, right, Chief?
If that's your wish.
So moved.
Yeah.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye, that's exactly how it works. The new people get the new stuff, and that's exactly how y'all handle it, right?
Any veterans that have a problem with that, contact Austin.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. All right, let's move to board and commission appointments. You have two reappointments, Board of Zoning Appeals and Historic Zoning Commission. Any questions?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. All right, beer permits.
Yes, sir. We have a new restaurant located at 2615 Medical Center Parkway, Suite 2200. This applicant has met our requirements, and we recommend approval pending final building and codes inspections.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. Any statements to be paid?
Yes, sir. You have one laid out there for you tonight. Is one statement for $1,920 for the Parks and Rec skate park, and we recommend for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet. Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye. Any other business from staff? Council? I have one item of discussion.
I've got one thing too, go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
You know, I guess earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, we got an email from an attorney in Nashville in regards to the city and Republic and the annexation. And I guess I was just terribly disappointed that an attorney would be that brazen to send a letter to the entire city council and the planning commission when we're in I guess, active litigation. And so I just wanted to say, Adam, publicly thank you for your response to him and correcting him on I guess, the facts of the matter. It's very well written, and I appreciate you stepping out and taking point on that.
You're welcome, thank you.
Yeah, that goes into really what I wanted to talk about, and I'm not asking for us to vote on anything tonight, especially with two council members here, but, you know, I think we all have a history of being open and transparent about discussions and try to keep everything on the front. I think that's one of the reasons why Austin brought up the letter that was sent to us regarding, that letter was in regards to the annexation and, to me, a very clear contractual obligation that's been in place for a long time. But, you know, going back 3 or 4 years now, many of us on this council have gone and we've dealt with complaints from neighbors that we've tried to mitigate and work through with BFI and Republic. And you couple that with the odors originally were the city's fault. And back when Darren, and I know Valerie worked on this too, that they worked very hard to show that the odors around our sewer system were not the odors. And we spent significant amount of funds to be able to say, hey, yeah, this is not it. And we were able to fact check that. That was fake news. Yeah. So really where I am, and I think what I would just ask the council in the upcoming weeks to talk with Adam, for the last 18 months, we've been in active, I hate to use the term negotiation, and tell me, Adam, if I over...
Discussions.
We've been in active discussions, our attorneys and BFI and Republic's attorneys have been in active discussions about a settlement to the federal lawsuit that we currently have with a landfill. And I know we cannot get into the discussions that have happened at settlement, but, you know, the city of Murfreesboro has continued to gather data, and we've worked really hard to bring in experts who have been able to talk about opportunities and areas that we have all publicly said that need to be addressed out at that landfill, in our opinion. And so as we go through these these discussions, it just seems like every time we take a step, there's 9 steps that we take backwards. I don't even want to say 1 step forward and 2 steps back. You know, it was a month ago that this media campaign was going on in expansion, and, you know, the general manager actively and, you know, has told many, I think, council members that settlement is days away. And then on top of that, there's been comments made that we're wasting taxpayer dollars. And I would make the comment that if protecting our public, protecting our natural resources, protecting the health and environment, and the safety of our residents, if that's wasting taxpayer dollars, then we definitely have a definition about what the role of an elected official is as opposed to what the role of a landfill is. So where I am, you go back a month ago and we have this media campaign, and you have a town hall where people got up portraying themselves as residents of Rutherford County and paying solid waste fees in Murfreesboro, and it turned out that they were employed by the public relations firm for this group. You couple that with a letter that we got last week that is, in my opinion, highly irregular to send clients of someone that you were in an active lawsuit with. In my mind, it was just an intimidation letter to our planning commission and our city council. And I would say this, if anyone's watching, look at what the council has done over the last 2 years. We're not going to be intimidated. I don't care how big the company is. So I am to the point that I am ready to, I think what's going to happen, that letter sort of was the culmination of anything that we do with this group. Anytime that we disagree, we're going to end up back in a lawsuit with them. And so in my mind, it's either do it now or do it later. And I'm ready to pull the Band-Aid off and say, we're done. We're going to take this to federal court. And, you know, to the residents who's out there, we may lose. You know, we may lose. But at least if we lose, we're going to go down fighting for our residents as opposed to trying to negotiate with a group who, in my opinion, has been less than trustworthy. And so I would ask y'all to talk with Adam over the next couple of weeks before we have our next meeting, and that be a discussion under other business at our next meeting. I'm fine, even if, Adam, you want to put that on the agenda, that it could be a discussion about the lawsuit, the federal lawsuit, and, you know, if there are other people in our community who want to come and talk about that, and that needs to be something that some people want to come under public comment, then I would love to hear from our residents on what their opinion is. So it's not just me speaking, we can hear from our residents as well. I'll hop off my soapbox now, but that's something I hope we can consider in the next couple of weeks. Any questions?
Totally agree with what you just said.
So, all right, if there's no other business, Darren, next week?
Next week, areas of workshop. Sam will be at the helm. I am going to be in Augusta, daughter-in-law's graduation from med school, so sorry.
Congratulations.
Not gonna be here, but in good hands. And then we will also have our meeting on the 15th.
And 22nd for the special meeting.
The 22nd for the special meeting, correct.
I forgot something. I do want to give a shout out to the city school board for, I guess, starting the conversation with our Murfreesboro County Commissioners, and there's about 10 or 11 of them. They've asked to meet with them this Wednesday, and so I sure hope that, gosh, 10 or 11 of them are there, because it is an issue when this shared penny continues to get cut and cut and cut, and we were at 7 million. It's probably closer to 9 million now, and so I would just encourage, I guess, anybody that's out there watching, you know, encourage your county commissioner, if you're a city of Murfreesboro resident, to please go to that meeting, because it's important to have that dialogue so that we can understand, you know, I guess the ramifications of continuing to cut that penny, which affects, you know, city taxpayers that are also county taxpayers. That's,
Agreed.
forgot to mention that.
And, you know, part of the process is the dialogue, to be able to have those discussions. And that, I hope anytime that if the county asks us to come and participate in dialogue, that we would be right there with them to do that. So I would say to any county commissioner, I can't speak for the school board, but this is not a gotcha, or this is just wanting to be able to have the discussion. So Adam, you're not going to be here on the 8th either, are you?
I'll be here on the 8th. I'm not going to be here on the 22nd.
So let's do this. On the 8th, we'll talk about the city manager pay raise for this budget session. And the 22nd, we'll talk about the city attorney. So neither one of them will be here. Perfect time to do that. Okay. All right. No other business? We'll stand adjourned. Happy National Day of Prayer.